So, the People's Party versus the Libertarian Party. Who's going to be the top third party within a few years? Well, let's go over it. So, as I mentioned in my last video, the Libertarian Party has been losing the battle of ideas as far as economics go. And the thing about the People's Party is right now, in the time that we're living in, many people are heading towards the left. And the reason why they are heading towards the left is solely due to the fact that capitalism is not sustainable. It's starting to become very unsustainable. And what we saw this year with the pandemic and the depression, we saw capitalism fail to do what it always said it would do. That being making sure people are taken care of, making sure people are, if you don't have the funds, if you are down on your luck, then capitalism will make sure that charity takes care of you. And we learned the hard way that that is just simply not the case. If you don't have capital, if you have little to no income, then you are an economic servant, or even worse, you die. Now the problem is, as far as the battle of ideas go, the Libertarian Party is going to lose. They're going to lose heavy. And not even because of the battle of ideas. But you got a lot of well-renowned lefties that are joining the People's Party. Cornel West, Nina Turner, Jimmy Dore. Like, these are alt media political figures that are trusted with not just lefties, but other people with populist opinions, like ending the wars, legalizing marijuana, things of that nature. So yeah, the People's Party, they're about to kick the Libertarian Party's ass. Now, do I think the Libertarian Party is going to wise up and be like, okay, we need to sit down and we need to strategize, and we need to strategize fast? No, of course not. They're not going to do that. Because at the end of the day, what the Libertarian Party, if you're not a minarchist, if you're not an anarcho-capitalist, your opinion really doesn't matter. And in fact, you're usually smeared and called a fake libertarian if you have any type of pragmatism in regulations or economic policy. Like, libertarians are pretty much spot on with everything else. Ending the wars and ending corporate welfare and loopholes. I think most of them agree with, like, money and politics and lobbying, which is another huge one that people aren't going to mess with. Because at the end of the day, like, people lobbying and all those special interests, like, that is a conflict of interest to the American people. The American people are not trying to hear that politicians have a right to use their wealth and their power. I mean, lobbyists have a right to use their wealth and power against us. These are the same people, the people who hold the monopoly on wealth. These people have the power to destroy protests, to make massive propaganda to stop their opponents. Like, these are some serious things that the Libertarian Party is just failing to recognize. The People's Party is based solely on economics, on economic liberty, and the idea that, the radical idea, I guess, that, you know, maybe it's not okay to choose profits over people. And I mean, unfortunately, like, the Libertarian Party has, I mean, their heart's in the right place, but I mean, their economics are just very, very unpopular, and more unpopular than the GOP's. So, I mean, it would be nice if the Libertarian Party went at least moderately left, like advocated for social democracy, but I don't even think they're going to go that far. I mean, I don't even think they have to go that far. I mean, I think all they have to do is at least adopt a classical liberal platform where, yes, it's okay. It's okay to have things like OSHA and stuff because they protect people's safety at work, protect their working conditions. People aren't dying because there are glass particles in the air, or, you know, just another type of industrial revolution type thing. If we were to get rid of all these regulations. So yeah, I mean, and on top, it's not even, again, it's just not even about policy. It's just the fact that they treat their party like a cult. Like, they don't, everything the government does is bad by definition. And when you have that type of mentality where you're just going to disagree with something and not have any legit solutions that not only counter that, but actually work, then you're just asking to be laughed at. Like, you can't have policies and not have any data to back it up. Because then you're just believing in something for the sake of believing in it. And that's not critical thinking skills. That's just blindly believing in something. So, yeah, the People's Party, I would say within 3 years, they're going to replace the Libertarian Party as the third largest party. And the Libertarians really don't have a lot of time to get their shit together. And they're not going to. It's going to be the same thing. So, but hey, I mean, it sucks for them, but it's good for us, because, you know, the People's Party has good intentions, and, you know, sure, they're not libertarian enough on the individual level, but it's not really a party that consists of, you know, really talking about that aspect. What they're more concerned about is the economic liberty standpoint of things, which is basically social democracy for them. So, yeah, they're going to be Gucci. Like, I mean, technically speaking, somebody like me who is a libertarian could run on the People's Party's ticket and still please people. It's just a matter of, you know, because don't get me wrong, there are a lot of progressives, a lot of lefties that, you know, don't really give a shit about liberty, to be quite frank. They only care about liberty when it helps them out. So, I mean, that's what pisses me off about the left-wing circle. But I mean, again, I it's not that I didn't expect it, but yeah, either libertarians will get their shit together or they will lose. Like, everybody's just problem with libertarians is everything is theory based. When it comes to economics, literally everything is theory based. They don't want to talk about the empirical data. They don't want to talk about the philosophy. They don't want to talk about any studies. Like, it's all theory land. All theory land. That's another problem of theirs. All they want to do is talk about philosophy, talk about theory. If you're gonna try to convince somebody that you're right at least have the data to back it up. But whatever. I mean, they're just gonna dig their own graves, and when push comes to shove, they're gonna blame everybody else rather than how they decided to strategize and have their platform.